Bing bong.
Zack Snyder went on Joe Rogan's show, and at some point during this interview, they start talking about Batman and the Zack Snyder DC movies. And Zack Snyder comes out and says that Batman should kill people, which, dude, I don't know. He's not making it easy, man. Zack's not making it easy. Every time this guy opens his mouth, he makes it seem like an even more genius decision that DC blew the whole thing up, fired him, and hired James Gunn to take over all the movies. Because and I should have known. I should have known. And honestly, I feel like a moron now because I liked the 4 hour Justice League movie. I genuinely thought it was good. I liked Watchmen, but it's becoming increasingly obvious that Zack Snyder really only is interested in turning other DC properties into Watchmen, where everybody is just a piece of shit that just murders people. Because we should have known. He did it in Man of Steel, literally. First movie that Superman's in like 10 years, and he snaps a guy's neck at the end. And he completely fucking levels New York City. I mean, we should have known at that point that Zack Snyder is not really interested in any sort of faithfulness to these characters' true natures. Batman in Dawn of Justice just uses guns and kills people. It is I remember watching it and I was like, this is jarring. This is kind of weird. You almost could sort of get it because Batman's in this dystopian future. But there's a whole scene in the first Batman Beyond episode where Batman literally retires because he picks up a gun in one fight where he realizes he's outmatched, and that's when he's like, I can't do this job anymore. In Zack Snyder's world, he would have picked up that gun, cocked it back, and just started wasting people, which is not the character. It's not who Batman is. And Zack Snyder, he's got to be stopped, man. I don't know. Every time this guy opens his mouth, he says something so stupid that exposes that he just truly, I don't know if he just truly doesn't care about being faithful to the characters, the iconic characters from DC, or he just doesn't know. Or maybe both. I really can't be sure. Zack Snyder is a bit of a weird dude. He was really adamant in this dark, gritty DC universe, which again is just Watchmen. It's just the movie Watchmen, except all of the DC movies have to look that way now, apparently. And I don't know. I really don't know. Boy, am I glad this guy's gone. I know that there's probably going to be some Zack Snyder defenders and fanboys that get mad that anybody would ever insult their Lord and Savior. But he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, look, there's a reason that they shut him down and they got him out of there and they rebooted the whole universe. Look, he was not fully to blame, but he was in charge. So, and most of those movies were not very good with Zack Snyder at the helm. You go look at any of the credits, he's listed as a producer on literally all of them. So to think that he had nothing to do with the DC being a total disaster would be very silly. But this Batman doesn't kill. That's his one rule. There's a whole thing in The Dark Knight where Joker's trying to get him to kill people. He's trying to get him to kill, and Batman just doesn't. Is it dumb? Yes, but that's Batman's rule. He hasn't killed people. How could you go in and just be actually he kills people now? It's no, then he's not Batman. Then he's not Batman, Zach. I don't know what we're doing anymore. I don't know what, Zach's just angry or jealous that James Gunn got the reins to the DC universe, but in James Gunn's defense, most of his movies are pretty good. And they're very coherent and they make sense and they're just very, very high quality. And Zack Snyder, not quite. There's a reason his R-rated Star Wars movies got rejected and then got sent to Netflix, who will buy anything. And those movies tanked. They totally tanked. If you like Zack Snyder's stuff, good for you. It's not for me anymore. And the person Zack Snyder is even less. Not just I don't get it. I don't understand this guy. I have no doubts that if Rocksteady had not made a Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game, Zack Snyder would have made a movie about the same thing. Because this guy just seems all about subverting, for better or for worse, trying to subvert what everybody expects, even if it doesn't make any fucking sense. And that's probably his favorite video game. I could absolutely see Zack Snyder being like, you know what? That Suicide Squad game, pretty good. Way better than the Arkham series, I'll tell you that. You know why? Because in the Arkham series, Batman doesn't kill anyone. He's not a murderer. Zack, man. It's over. It's over, dude. It's done. You made your DC movies. They didn't work. It's over.